morning. I posted a video before about how to get rid of ants. Beekeepers always have a problem with ants. Ants like to get in the hive because there's honey in there that's sweet. A lot of times we're feeding the bees sugar and water, and there's other things. So we all put water dams on the legs. My legs is in a little thing of water so the ants can't crawl up the beehive. But I'm going to show you one other thing we do. I use these roach traps, and I use roach traps because they're bigger than the ant trap and they're easier to use, right? So I use these roach traps, and I mix up 1-to-1 ratio of boric acid and any kind of jam or jelly you have in the cabinet. You can even mix it with honey, anything sweet. And I mix 1 teaspoon of boric acid and 1 teaspoon of jelly. And I mix it together. And then I put it inside the traps. I just bend the cover back like this. And there's a hole in here that's got the bait in it. So I bend this back and I put the bait in there and just push this back down, right? I'm trying to keep other things out of here, mainly my bees for one. But anything else, this way here, it really limits it to only the ants. And when I did this before, I baited this, and about a week later, I baited them again. And I gotta say, it wiped out 85% of my ant population. And another thing, if you end up with them, you get up in the morning and you got them on your kitchen counter, you got them on the floor, whatever, you left something out last night and it's got ants all over the counter. We don't want to spray pesticide in the house, especially in the kitchen. So I just use Windex. Immediately on contact, it stops them dead in their tracks, and then you can just clean up the mess. For us, it's no problem. We got granite countertops, so I clean them with Windex anyway. So Windex will kill them instantly. And if you want to get rid of ants, boric acid and jelly. And what happens is the ants eat the boric acid. They can't process it. It gives them gas. They have no way to expel it, and they explode. They take it back to the nest and they feed it to everybody in the nest, including the queen, and they kill everybody. So if you're having an ant problem, this way works. Okay? Thank you. See you on the next one.
How 2 minutes?
Bye-bye.
2 seconds.
Well, if I told you 3 minutes, you might still be whining, so I have to tell you bullshit and get you over here.
Start to eat.
Hey, he ain't supposed to be up there. I don't give a shit. He ain't supposed to be up there.
You always lay down here. Like you lay down on your computer, same. You never move.
Yeah, but if the doorbell rings or someone pulls up on a motorcycle and he jumps up and falls off, then what?
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
I worry. get any in there. Come on, man. One of you fuckers has to give up. You, motherfucker. Get in there. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuckers are hard, man. I always forget something, you know. These loaves, I forgot to cut the top with the razor. And they were already in for about 10 minutes. So what I did is I took the thermometer and I put a bunch of holes in here to let the steam out. I think they're all right. But now I know how to do it, man. Just gotta concentrate.
Yeah.
Shouldn't get stoned before I do it either. I'm gonna make 2 more too.
Today?
I'll make the dough today to cook tomorrow. Here's what I need to do. I need to mix one part of it about 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning. Because that takes 3 or 4 hours before that's ready to use. And so, if I start that at 11 o'clock, at 3 o'clock it's ready to use. I can make the dough at 3 o'clock. But once I make the dough, I have to wait 30 minutes. And then, every half an hour, I need to fold it. Every half an hour for 2.5 hours. So that takes from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Oh.
And then I want to have them in the basket and in the refrigerator by 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And then they sit there for 12 hours, and then tomorrow morning they're ready to cook. That's what you got to do.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I like it though. You know
You like it? Okay.
it's okay.
But I don't know how to do it, about it.
Well, I'll show you.
No. No way.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work for only 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
Because this one here doesn't even call for yeast. You don't even put yeast in to make it go up like the other bread. You just put that in with fresh flour and it does the same thing. This only has flour, water, and salt. That's it. But you gotta put them together correctly to get that. And that's what I fucked up the first few times. Every time I read the rest of the recipe, I learn something else new. glad I finally got this fucking job done. I needed to do it for 2 weeks. These gotta go back in my bathroom. This one goes back in here. What you doing under there, boy? Huh? He likes to lay under here. I think he feels safe under there. It's a good, because he's out of the way too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's